Using sign language saved my son's life. I taught him when he was 3 because my brother is deaf and I wanted them to communicate. My son picked it up fast, loved using it at home even when he didn't need to. He'd sign good night from across the room just because he could. Sometimes he'd sign I love you during dinner, making my brother smile every time. When he turned 7, I took him camping for his first solo trip with me. Just us, a tent, and a cooler full of hot dogs. He was so excited he barely slept the night before. We hiked for hours, roasted marshmallows, told ghost stories by the fire. He asked if bears were real or just in movies. I laughed and said, real, but they won't bother us. He made me promise we'd come back next year. Around midnight, I woke up to him shaking my shoulder. I figured he needed the bathroom, but when I opened my eyes, he wasn't speaking. He was signing frantically, his small hands moving fast in the darkness. Man outside watching, my heart dropped. I sat up slowly, listening. Nothing but wind and the crackling of dying embers outside. I whispered, "Are you sure?" He nodded, eyes wide, and signed again. He's standing by the trees, staring at our tent, not moving. I could see his hands trembling as he signed. I grabbed my flashlight and unzipped the tent just enough to look out. There was a man, maybe 30 ft away, half hidden in the shadows between 2 pine trees, completely still, just staring, not moving, not blinking. My stomach turned. I pulled my son close and signed back to him. "Stay quiet, don't move, I'll handle this." I didn't know what this guy wanted, but I wasn't about to find out. I grabbed my phone, no signal of course. I kept the flashlight on him, hoping he'd leave, but he didn't. He took a step closer, then another, slow and deliberate. That's when I made a choice. I stood up, shined the light directly at his face, and yelled, "I see you, I'm armed. Leave now or I'm calling the Rangers." My voice echoed through the trees. He froze for a few seconds. Nothing happened. The woods went silent. Then he turned and disappeared into the darkness. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Kept the flashlight in one hand and a hiking stick in the other. Every sound made me jump. My son stayed pressed against my side, wide awake, packed up at sunrise and drove straight to the ranger station. Turns out there had been reports of a man harassing campers in that area for weeks, watching families, following people to their cars. One family said he tried opening their trailer door. They never caught him. The ranger told me we were lucky. Most people didn't notice him until it was too late. When we got home, I hugged my son and told him he did everything right. He looked up at me and signed, "I knew you'd understand. I wasn't scared because you were there." His little face was so serious, so proud. If he had spoken out loud that night, that man would have heard him. He would have known we were awake. But because he used sign language, I was the only one who knew. We had the advantage, the element of surprise. My brother FaceTimed me later that week and I told him the whole story. He was quiet for a moment, then said in sign language, "That's why I always believed sign language was a superpower. It connects us when words can't, and sometimes it protects us when silence is the only weapon we have." You taught him more than a language. You gave him a way to survive. I still think about that night, about how close we were to being another story on the news, about what could have happened if my son had called out instead of signed. But my son's quick thinking and our shared language saved us both.